Hi, my name is Joanne Alicea.
And I'm Eliut Alicea.
And we are the Aliceas. We have 2 children, a son and a daughter, and they are amazing.
We have a son with Down syndrome, and he actually was diagnosed at the hospital when we were there. So on the day that Josiah was born, we were in the hospital, and just like every other family, excited about the future, the reality of what we were going to have. I was going to have a son. We already had a daughter, and on the day that she was born, I had taken my Bible and opened up to the book of Deuteronomy chapter 28, and I spoke a blessing over her, that she would be the head, not the tail, that every place that she would set foot would be blessed, and I just had that expectation for her future, believing that God would guide her and direct her and give her a blessed future. And on the day that Josiah was born, I think the emotion of that day, the fact that we felt like we were sideswiped, and maybe even the way that delivery, the message or that news of the delivery was given, really caused more apprehension, wondering about the future, really not as hopeful. And God really dealt with my heart during that time. So it was about 2 or 3 days that Josiah was in the NICU, and as we're there, God began to tug on my heart and telling me that He was the God who created perfectly, and the same future that He had for my daughter, the hope for that future was the same hope that He would have for my son.
Yeah.
And so after a few days, once again, him being in the NICU, I opened up my Bible and I went to his bedside and I began to speak the same blessings over him that I had for my daughter.
Yes. And for me, with all that was going on, I have a background in social work and case management. So I immediately went into action. I said, okay, what does this mean for our family? What does this mean for my son's future? And I started looking at resources and what was out there. And unfortunately, there isn't as much as I had hoped. We have a phenomenal Down Syndrome Association, but let's look outside of that. There's other diagnoses, right? There's other disabilities that are unique, that are rare, but the need, the struggle is nonetheless not there. And so I felt God leading me to expand on my understanding, go past what the world of Down syndrome is and what does it look like for other disabilities. So I immersed myself into the disability community. I wanted to figure out everything that was needed, and I knew God had called me to this. He had told me, listen, you're going to be doing something, but I just need you to wait. I need you to prepare. And that's what I did for those 8 years.
Yeah, absolutely. And it was about learning how to be empathetic.
Yes.
We learned really what it means to not just receive the diagnosis, but actually live it out, like living it every single day. And some of you today may actually be at that place where you're saying, either you've received that diagnosis that your child in the womb might have some disability, or you might be living in the 8th year, the 12th year, or the 15th, or even the 30th year of a child with a disability, and understanding that you're not alone on the journey, that there are others who are walking alongside of you.
Yes.
And it's really helped us to learn to be empathetic, and not just us, but to also for us to be able to share and teach others how to be empathetic. Our daughter is a great example of that.
Yeah. So, as I was looking into what does a special needs program organization look like in our community, I started doing my research. Now, I'm not one to reinvent the wheel, so I started looking around to see what was already out there that I could possibly learn from and grow from, be mentored by. And that's when I came along Ability Tree in Arkansas. So when I saw their mission, I knew without a doubt that it's exactly where God had me to go, because they want to impact the whole family unit. Now, it's important that individuals with disabilities have resources and access and get their needs met, but it's a family affair, right? I mean, it's the whole family unit that's impacted. As Eliut said, I mean, my daughter was impacted by my son's diagnosis. Our family, even our friends are impacted by that. And so Ability Tree has a mission to help the family and the neighborhoods and the community in order to be inclusive and be a support. And so I reached out to Joe and Jen Butler, who are the founders of Ability Tree, and let them know what God had placed in my heart many years ago, and saying, hey, can you mentor me? I'd really like to be able to do something here in Florida. Well, lo and behold, at that time, God was working on them and saying, hey, listen, you need to branch out. So that's when our partnership began. And in January of 2018, Ability Tree First Coast was birthed, and we have been moving forward ever since. At that time, I had already started a summer day camp for elementary students with special needs. And so what we did is we just continued bringing that alongside and being a part of the Ability Tree programs and mission. And then we expanded into being able to do events and socials. And we want to continue to do more. Of course, with all that's been going on this year, we went virtual, and we've been doing things virtually, which is great because now we have the opportunity to not just impact our community, which is invaluable and so necessary, but now we can bring an entire community of special needs families together under one video. And so this is exciting for us to know what our future looks like, and you can be a part of that.
Yeah.
It's not a mistake, right, that they're watching this today.
Not at all.
It is not a mistake that you're watching this. You can be a part of the mission, and the mission for Ability Tree is to help support special needs families by providing them the recreation, the education, the supports, and the training they need. And you can do that. So you can be a part of all of this, all of it, through your giving. And we hope that you will consider that.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.